Breath in and all the way out for me. Good. Apparently not. We got them all that time. Just the 1-1. God. I'll take it. Hi, Akash.
How are you, Adam?
Thanks for coming in today. Akash is a friend of mine who works in the town over. He is the manager at the Crooked Q in Port Credit, which is a very, very bumpin' nightlife spot and a tourist location for sure. He's in today looking for some chiro treatment, but I'm going to let him kind of talk about his work and the conditions that he's had in the past, as well as what he's dealing with right now. So, Akash, why don't you go ahead?
Right.
Yeah.
So, like Adam mentioned, manage a restaurant, so it's long hours on my feet, being the bar manager as well. Got to lift kegs, lift cases of beer. So a lot of strenuous lifting on the joints as well as the back primarily, why I'm coming to see Adam here today. But also in the past I've had knee injuries that have, kind of come in waves here and there. And depending on my lifestyle, what I'm doing, how busy the week is, kind of goes through pains and knots. So came to see what magic you can work on the body here.
Awesome. So I think just that alone, we're going to be able to help you out. Now, which knee do you have a history of pains with?
So I have in the right knee, I have a torn meniscus, patella tendonitis, and then way back when my doctor who diagnosed me originally with it was saying that my muscles are developed oddly, so it pulled my kneecap out to the right. But just due to past rehabs and physio, chiro and such, kind of corrected that.
So that's largely under control.
That's largely under control,
okay.
Yes. Just because of lifting as well, just maintaining that lifestyle of just kind of isolating different muscle groups to overcompensate, or correct, I should say. And yeah, so that's kind of under control, but like mentioned, still pains in like the meniscus area and the patella.
Now, I know that you said that you were seeing a chiropractor or a physio. It was one of the two for the knee. And what was it that they were doing for you in helping rehab? Because I think you mentioned just off camera here that it was largely like they were working on your ankle and hip, actually, rather than just the knee itself.
Right. So I was seeing an actual physiotherapist for my knee, for doing the muscle groups and kind of giving those exercises. And the chiropractor that I was seeing was working on opening and loosening my hips and my ankles.
Okay, so that's very interesting because on this channel I talk pretty frequently that when somebody has knee pain, it's actually quite rarely the knee itself that's the problem. Now in this case he had a torn meniscus, so obviously that's a traumatic incident, but once that's healed up, the problem could persist up or down the chain, right? So the knee is the communicator between the two largest levers in the body, the femur and the tibia, which are then connected to the ankle and the hip. So if the hip and the ankle aren't moving properly, you might perceive pain in your knee rather than the ankle or the hip itself. So this chiro that you were seeing sounds like they know what they're doing.
Right.
So that's phenomenal. That's really good. And then you mentioned also, obviously, with your job, you're lifting kegs, so I'd imagine that that's probably pretty stressful on the upper back, the lower back too. And then you mentioned headaches too, so what's going on with those?
So the headaches I feel is just because of lack of sleep. Being in the nightlife industry, it's kind of hard to get a good night's sleep. That's why I live off of caffeine. So I think that is kind of related to it, just not getting proper rest. And then the rest that I am having, I'm sleeping in awkward positions.
How many hours of sleep would you say that you get a night?
On average, I would say between... I'll say 6.
6 hours.
6 hours on average.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that's a day, not a week.
That's a
right?
day.
Yeah. Okay.
Some weeks, maybe, but...
Oh my goodness. Okay. So we've got somebody who works hard, physically intense job, always on his feet, a little bit low on sleep. So he looks like all around he could use a little bit of help here, and hoping that I can provide that for him.
A little bit of TLC, baby.
So, exactly. So we're going to get into the physical exam now. Do you have any questions before we get started on that, or anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think we're ready to go.
Awesome. Sounds good. We will do. All right, buddy. So to start, we're going to get you to bring your chin down to your chest for me. Okay. So we're making a little bit of movement there. I'm going to do some overpressure. Any discomfort kind of in the upper back while I do this? No? Good. All right. Come back up. I'm actually just going to move the hat. Is that okay if I take that off? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. I'll get you to look up towards the ceiling for me. Good. Any discomfort kind of in the neck or upper back here? No? Awesome. We're going to go ahead. Anything there?
No.
Oh, good. All right. I want you to rotate your head as far as you can to the right for me. Check that blind spot. Akash is able to get to about maybe 60 degrees himself, so a little bit of overpressure. We can get to almost a full 90. That's good. I'll get you to turn this way now. Good. We're able to get to a little bit less, maybe 55, 50 on this side. rotate, and that's getting to about 75 degrees, so a little bit less on the left side. I'll get you to bend your ear down to your shoulder for me, just like that. Perfect. Anything going on in the upper back with this movement?
No.
Nope. Good. And then this ear to the shoulder, please. Awesome. Still good?
Yep.
All right, so from here I'll actually get you to stand up for me, and I want you to turn 90 degrees. All right, I want you to face the wall over here. So for bend down, touch your toes for me. Okay, any discomfort in the low back with that?
No.
Nope, good. Okay, now come back up. Now I want you to bend back the other way. Okay, just like so. Extend. Any discomfort in the low back with that? No? Oh, awesome. Okay, so we've got a pretty pain-free range of motion here. That's good news. Maybe he's got high pain tolerance, or maybe he's all good. So.
Just a psychopath.
Just an absolute lunatic. Okay. I will get you to next lay on your back for me. So first things first, as with any low back exam, we're going to start with just a straight leg raise. So it was the right knee that was bothering you? Or was the right knee that bothered you, the history of it? Is it bothering you right now or no?
Right now
it's okay? Yeah. Good. All right. So we're actually going to start with the left side. I'm going to take this and lift this straight up. You just relax. You let me lift you, okay? Good. Bring that as high as it'll go. And we are able to actually get to 90 degrees. Very good, Akash. For someone who is on his feet all the time and doesn't sleep a lot, that's a very good mobility. Now here I'm actually seeing quite a bit of scarring. What happened to your shin here?
Shin?
Yeah.
That's a biking incident.
It's always
18
a bike.
stitches later.
Jeez. All right. I'm going to bring this straight up. How long ago did that happen?
That was, I want to say, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah. All recovered now?
Yeah, nice and scarred.
Oh, that's for certain. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. We got two big old scars there.
Nice.
So right side, we're able to get to maybe 80 degrees, so a little bit of a decrease as compared to the left, but it's still pretty good. So next up, we're going to do SI exams. That's sacroiliac joint connecting the sacrum and the ilium, or the hip bone. So I'm going to roll this kind of towards me. My hand's going to be placed behind your back here, and just going to push right through. Any discomfort with that?
No.
Good. All right. And let's do the other side. So, same deal. It's going to come right up. Lifting over. Hand behind the thigh there. And that's okay.
That's okay.
Awesome. Okay. For the hips, it's the right knee that bothers you. Let's start with the left. I'm going to bring this up. Okay. I'm actually just going to test the internal rotation. Moving it this way. Any discomfort with this?
Some tightness.
Where?
On the inside.
Kind of on the inside groin region?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're able to get to maybe 45 degrees, just under 45 degrees there. And now let's do the other way. So just relax as best you can. Is that more uncomfortable?
That's okay.
That's okay. All right, good. Go straight. Some tightness on internal rotation with his left. Let's check his right, which again is the side that had the old knee injury. So, anything going on there?
Some tightness.
That's tightness. Which side is worse, or are they both the same?
They're both about the same.
They're both about the same. Yeah. Okay. So we're able to get to, again, about 40 degrees on this side. So about the same level of tightness on both. And external rotation here. That's okay?
That's okay.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's get you to go face down now. We're just going to start off by feeling through Akash's upper and lower back, including his SI joints, to see if we can find any kind of reductions in kind of springiness or motion that we'd come to expect. Okay? Are you right or left-handed, Akash?
I am right-handed.
You're right-handed, okay. Feels like a little bit of a wire right there.
I feel like my shoulders might get the brunt of it.
Your shoulders are probably the worst thing, huh? Okay, now when you say shoulders, what do you mean, shoulder or shoulder? Shoulder,
area, yeah.
Okay. So Akash is saying shoulders, but it's referring to his trap muscles or his upper cross musculature. And I mean, that's very common. Most people will think shoulder, yeah, this is shoulder. This is actually more related to upper back, neck, but we can absolutely take a second look through there and take care of it. Feels like right side is worse there. And yeah, there's definitely tension in the upper trap fibers. And let's actually go down and check out the left scaps. You guys, I'll put the image up of what muscles I'm talking about for you guys. And left scaps right there. How does like right there and right there feel about?
They're tight for sure.
They're tight for sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so. Oh, a little incidental pop there. Good. Okay. So, breath in for me. And all the way out, Good. There we go. In. All the way out. There we go. So Akash needs the old 1-2 to really get through.
1-2 to get through.
Mm-hmm. All right, 2 ways to get this area here. Okay, I'm going to try it one way. If it doesn't go that way, I'll try it the other way. Okay.
Cool.
So I'm going to get you to let me rotate your head. So you just relax and good. Okay. I think that might have released. It was very quiet, but let's try this side. Breath in and all the way out. All the way out. Good. Okay. Other side. Oopsies. Right there.
Yeah.
Feels like a thing. All right, breath in and all the way out, So that went under my hand there, but again was quite quiet.
That was a little pop there.
Yeah. Good. All right, so Akash released nicely kind of throughout the whole T-spine up to that transitional zone, the CT junction once again. So that's a very good start. Akash, I'll let you pick what we're going to do next, low back or neck?
Let's go low back.
Low back. All right, sounds good. I will get you on your side. You're in a good position here. I'm just going to kind of reposition just like that. Okay, you hold there. Going to bring this leg up, just like that, and scoot your hips kind of towards me, please. Thank you. Perfect. So I'm going to get you to take a big breath in and a big breath all the way out. All the way out. Good. There we go.
1-2.
Needed a little bit more. Yeah, Akash is a textbook 1-2 patient, 100%. I'm going to get you on your other side, please. Now, are we going to need another 1-2 on this side? Let's find out.
I'd say 100%.
Probably. Let's see. Breath in and all the way out for me. Good. Apparently not. We got them all that time. Just the 1-1.
God.
I'll take it.
You don't think I'm not a betting man?
I'll get your face up. I'm just going to start by having a feel through. And Akash definitely has more tightness on the right side as we get lower down. So let's start at the top once again. Drop the head for me. Try to relax. Good. Left side and right side feel kind of comparably tight at the top, but yes, once again, as we get low down. So as anybody on the channel should be familiar with by now, the occipital muscle group, the very top of the neck, very top of the spine there, hypertonicity of that group is associated with headaches. It's one of the many potential causes of headaches, which we can address in this clinic here. It's not the only cause, so it doesn't work for everyone, but it does work for people who are getting headaches because of that muscle group. So hopefully we can help them out a bit. Is that pressure okay, Akash?
Yeah.
Good. Alright, we're going to go for that very top to start, okay? I'm going to get you to turn your head as far as you can to the left for me, please. Good, and then I want you to just drop your head into my hand. Good. Nice and easy. And now let's do that right lower. Same deal, turn to the left. Good, drop that head. There we go. 1-2.
1-2.
Back
baby.
to the 1-2. Yeah. So that's the right side. Very good. How is that, Akash?
It's different. I like it.
Different?
Yeah.
This was Akash's first neck adjustment,
Yeah.
but he's putting on his brave face, which is very, very good. We're going to go ahead and switch the microphone side here. And we're going to start with the left side. So you can drop. Good. So that just slides under the finger there, right? That's a little bit tense. Drop the head. Yeah, there you go. It's very natural to want to try to fight this after all. I know it doesn't, it feels good, but it also hurts to a degree. But that's my whole motto with massage-like therapies.
It's a good kind of pain.
Exactly.
Hurts so good.
Hurts so good. Okay. Turn as far as you can to the right. Good. So there's the very top once again, and now we'll do left kind of in the middle. So turn once again to the right. Good. Drop the head. Drop. Good stuff.
Damn.
Awesome job. As Akash mentioned, his knee pain previously was being affected largely by his hip and his ankle mobility. At least that was the conclusion that the chiro and the physio before him was seeing, for which I probably wholeheartedly agree, because that's what I see and have the most luck with in dealing with knee pain regarding ankle and foot mobility. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of an ankle screening here. We've already kind of looked at the hip. We know that internal rotation is what needs to be assessed there, so we're going to be looking for hip 90-90s and hip airplanes in the rehab component. But just by taking a look kind of at Akash's feet here, we see that he's got a little bit of a higher arch. All right, that's worth noting there. And then let's also go ahead and do a range of motion. So I want you to just relax this foot as best you can, okay? I'm going to go ahead and push up to check the dorsiflexion. Kind of actually limited a little bit in that direction on the right side versus the left, where there's a teeny bit more but not much. So do you get ankle stiffness issues at all, or not really? Not particular? Okay. So plantar flexion is all good. Plantar flexion is good. Pronation, supination, pronation. Ooh, no, that's supination, my bad. Pronation. Okay, a little bit more of that on this side than the right side, which again is the side of where he had the knee complaint. So we've got some reduced range of motion in this ankle and foot as compared to this one, which kind of checks out with his history. So things I'd recommend for that will probably be ankle mobility exercises. You could do the clock or the star, and I'll list. I'll put a link to the exercise I'm referring to within the description so that you guys can see. But that would help to also strengthen as well as give more mobility to the ligaments within the ankle region. So, adjustment-wise. So, Akash, I'm going to get you to just kind of lightly grip the table, okay? And relax this as best you can. Good. Relax once again. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We go one more time, okay? I felt the gapping, but I think there's a little bit more. Okay. No, I think a gapping's all we're getting there. And that's good. So ankle adjustments, I find, will either be quite noisy, quite vocal, or we'll just get a straight gap. So the ankle mortise joint, and I'll show that to you guys on the screen here, kind of connects the bottom of the tibia and the fibula into the talus bone, okay? So in gapping the joint such as this, when you're pulling it or distracting it, you can quite easily feel when it's moving and feel when it's not. In that case, we definitely got movement, so I'm actually quite happy to feel that. Now let's go ahead and try that on the other side. So same deal, I want you to try to keep this foot relaxed, okay? Good. You okay?
Yep.
You're good, relax. One more. Felt that gapping again, but let's be certain. There we go. So we got an adjustment there. I think the mic might have picked it up, but this foot more cooperative than that one for certain. I think we're going to need to get some more mobility in there if that's the case. But let's get into the next component of treatment. Akash, I'm going to need you to go face down now. Okay, So just usually as I'm getting people started on this, Akash, I will ask them a question just so that the audience and the people watching can get to know them a little bit better. So the go-to question as of late has always been what it is about their work or their job that they find rewarding. And so far, everybody's been able to come up with an answer, because that would be really embarrassing if they weren't able to when I put them on the spot. No, I hate my job. Oh, well, shoot. Anyway, so do you have an answer?
I hope so. I don't want to be the first.
Yeah, no, please don't. Yeah.
No, most rewarding part about my job is, being in the hospitality industry, you deal with all sorts of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
From all walks of life. So I love being able to create an opening environment and just a welcoming environment for everyone to come in and kind of escape the reality for a bit and enjoy some service and some good entertainment. Because I always look at the hospitality industry. If you go to a bar or a restaurant, of course you're going with your group of friends, but you want it to be a whole experience.
Of course.
Right? Rather than just a couple casual drinks or something. So I really ensure that my staff are equipped with the tools and techniques to kind of give that type of service. And being the manager, I get to, touch base with tables and ensure that quality service is good, food is good, and just get to know a little bit more about them as well. Being a mom and pop restaurant in Port Credit, they're a successful business for a reason. They've been there for so long, so I get to kind of amplify those morals and values of the company. So I think that's the most rewarding part, is just seeing the smiles and faces of people from everywhere coming in and getting to enjoy a space where they're welcome and always having a great time.
That's really good, man. I like that answer, because I feel like especially after COVID, a lot of us started to appreciate just how much we miss the little things, going out to a restaurant for food. And then there was a period of time where people were afraid to even order food because we didn't really know how that was really transmitted. But now that that's obviously behind us, knock on wood there, we've come to appreciate being able to get away and escape in that a little bit more. So it's nice. I like that you mentioned the experience. Obviously, when you go to a restaurant, some people think it's just for the food or drinks, but you're really trying to tailor the whole experience. And know that the Crooked Q specifically, you offer entertainment in the form of live music and the pool pool tables themselves. So it's a very good answer, man. Thank you.
It's an all-time good time, and for all those watching at home, make sure to come by and visit the Crooked Q for some good pool and billiards.
I'll go ahead and I'll put your restaurant's website in the description there. How about that?
Come on by.
There you go. Yeah, I think there are a good chunk of people who watch this who are local, because I get people commenting on my accent, which is something that I don't really realize that I have. Right? But anyways.
You know what? Funny side story there is I just hired a dishwasher, and he's an international student, and he's been in the country for I think 3 months now.
Okay.
So young guy, he's really nice. He comes from India, and we were sitting in the office one day the other day, and me being visually Indian, he looked at me and he asked, "Sir, how did you get that accent?" And I was taken aback, and I was like, "Pardon?" He's like, "Your accent, you don't sound Indian."
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never been asked that question in my life, but it's the simplicity of these kids and these young adults coming from these different parts of the world. Of course they speak the language, but then they see, first generation, second generation Canadians who are obviously children of immigrants, that they're like, what the fuck? how do you sound like
how'd you do that?
Yeah. So I found it so cute, and I was like, man, I don't know, I was just born here. And I think he was asking because he wanted to sound like me, and I'm like, oh man, don't worry, you're awesome, you speak great English.
Your accent's great, just stick around another 25 years or so, and you'll pick up on the dialect.
No problem, you'll pick up on the little slang nuances and how we talk here, so.
Throw an A in at the end of the sentence, and you're good to go.
Yeah, they're more of a head and a tilting. I'm allowed to say it. Okay.
Yeah, you're allowed to say that, and I'm allowed to laugh at it because you're saying it. I did not say that for anybody watching. That was strictly Akash, the child of immigrants. Okay, I was saying that. Oh my God.
We're out here, in these streets.
Okay, just giving you the heads up. You are getting some of that redness I was talking about. Here's some of that petechiae.
All right.
So everybody on the channel is aware, but I'll summarize it as always. So we get this petechiae as a result of breaking up the fascial restrictions that we get just through minor, very minor damages or just everyday use. So it's good to see that this is definitely something that his body is having a response to, and he should be feeling a lot more free, a lot better, almost immediately after this. So. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to get you to look up and to the right, please. Good. And what's going to happen is I'm going to take a pointy-ass elbow. I'm going to stick it kind of right there. Okay? Now what I want you to do is I want you to slowly look down and to the left. Okay? Go ahead. Good. And further, like down. And yeah, like that. That's where I want you to go to.
All right.
Okay? So come back up. And we're just going to do passes like that. Go ahead. Good. And back. And again. Good. And back. 3 more times. And 2. And 1. Okay, good. Different movement now. We're going to get you to face forward. You're going to tilt this ear down to this shoulder. Good. And you're going to tilt your left ear to your left shoulder now. Go ahead. Good. Come back. And again. Ooh.
Big slide.
Yeah, there it is. And right. And left. And right. 3 more, I think. Left. I'm very bad at counting. Right. Left. And 1 more right. Left. Good stuff. Okay. Same movements, other side. So
Right.
up and to the left. Good. And now down and to the right. Up to left. Down to 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 right. And up to left. Down to right. Good, buddy. And last set. Left ear to left shoulder.
Yep.
And right ear to right. And left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Last one left. And right. Ooh.
I'm sliding again.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's very good. All right. Good stuff. Thanks for coming in today, Akash.
Thank you.
How did you find all of that?
Absolutely horrible. No,
Oh, damn it. I knew there was going to be one patient who was going to just completely leave me a 1
10 out of 10. Do not recommend.
Stay away. He's all mine.
No, he's absolutely phenomenal. Like I mentioned, it's not my first time being adjusted, but it's been a while since I have been. And the way that you kind of broke down each kind of step and process that you went through was very helpful and mindful of my ease of mind. Everything else was great. Pressure was great. Kind of like Adam mentioned, that being the first time coming with you here, like it's kind of hard to know what pressure to apply. But we quickly realized I'm the classic 1-2 patient.
Well, 1-2, man.
1-2 patient, you know.
Oh, man.
But no, it was great. It was. I'm feeling good, feeling loose already.
Good. Happy to hear.
Yeah, and looking forward to coming back for sure.
Awesome. Happy to hear that, Akash. Yeah, so what was it? Yeah, ease of mind is very important in here. Like, nothing should ever happen in any doctor's office that a patient isn't 100% comfortable and understanding as well as they possibly can. So that's why here, and I feel like it's a recurring theme, a lot of my patients say they feel very at ease when they're in because I do explain everything I do, and that's why I take the time to do that, so they feel at home in that manner. Sorry, there's a spider over there and I'm watching. That's a little bit...
Is that what's going on
yeah,
over there?
that's why I keep looking over there, but hey, he's not paying any
He's having a
mind
good time. Maybe he can be your next patient.
You know, who knows? Like, he's got 8 legs. He's got to get some low back pain with that. But rehab-wise, with Akash's condition, I've kind of alluded to it already, but we'd be looking at rehabbing into the internal rotation direction of his hips, because as we brought him into that hip internal rotation, we got some reproduction of the groin pain there. So that tells me that, yeah, there is going to be a hip relation to the knee complaint. So that'd be things like the hip 90-90s and the hip airplanes that I've given to many, many other patients in here.
Right.
And then with the ankle, I would probably want to look for getting some whole range of motion increase, especially in the supination and pronation direction. So for that, I would probably get him doing the STAR exercise that I mentioned beforehand. Again, I'll leave a link to that in the description so that you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. I think that kind of covers everything that I wanted to say. So again, Akash, thanks for coming in.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it today. We can end that on that's high five. Oh my god.
Okay, we're gonna cut that. We're gonna try one more.
We gotta try.
We're going for a high five.
High five. Watch the elbows, right?
There we go. I love it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you so much.